She's only 17 years old and already divorced. Sarah says her parents forced her to get married when she was just 14. Merely thinking about her wedding day makes her visibly sad.
I don't want to remember the wedding day because I didn't like it at all. It was something very weird. It was like a nightmare.
Sarah says the man who asked for her hand in marriage was 21 years old at the time and a stranger to her. She believes her father agreed to the proposal because he felt she would be safe in the husband's home in an unstable Iraq. Her family tried to prepare her for married life, but she tells me it turned out to be worse than she ever imagined. Sarah says she found herself living with her in-laws, and though she grew to love her husband, she was never able to get along with his mother.
I was wishing to die 1,000 times rather than to be humiliated and insulted. I didn't feel that I was alive at all.
She felt like she wasn't wanted there, and eventually, she says her husband's family forced him to divorce her. She's back living with her parents, but feels psychologically damaged and stigmatized in her neighborhood.
They will not see me as an oppressed woman. They will only see me as a divorced woman, and something is wrong with me.
While Sarah bears the psychological scars of being a child bride, in the case of Amal, who didn't want us to use her real name, the scars from her brutal early marriage are clear for all to see. She says she was forced by her guardians to marry at age 12.
Look at my ears. He kept beating me with the stick, and my nose was also broken with the stick. He punched me in the face and in the head. My fingers were also broken, and my entire body is scarred because of the non-stop beating.
The scars are shocking. Amal says she endured 12 years of brutal beatings and bore 3 children with her husband, who's 10 years older than her. She tells me that as a child she had desperately wanted to be a doctor, but was forced out of school and her dreams were destroyed.
I was asking God why you created me, why you didn't take me when I was a child.
Eventually, she ran away from her husband and children. She's resigned to never seeing them again and is now living in a women's shelter. Amal says her experiences as a child bride should act as a warning to other young girls.
I do not want any woman to end up like me. I tell those women listening to me, I got married when I was a child. Don't do it.
The Iraqi government could not provide us with statistics for the number of young girls being married off before the statutory age of 18, though there are exceptions for girls as young as 15 to marry in this country. But officials do admit the number of child brides is growing. According to one women's rights activist I spoke to, the situation has worsened since the 2003 war. Parents are increasingly concerned about security and believe early marriages help protect their daughters. Iraq's acting women's minister Khaloud Al-Majon is defending the measures in place to deal with this growing problem.
I believe the Iraqi civic law addressed all these issues, but the child marriages are happening outside the courts.
She adds that individuals who force underage girls to marry, as well as their husbands, face jail time, but she's unable to give me specifics. The minister says it will be some time before child marriage is eliminated, which means other girls will also lose what Sarah and Amal lost, the chance to be children. Isha Sesay, CNN, Baghdad, Iraq.